Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. We have Game 3 of Round 1 in the American League bracket, pitting the number 7 seed Milwaukee Brewers of 1982 versus the number 2 seed, the 1988 Oakland Athletics. Both teams would advance to the World Series those years and lose. And in this Game 3 Round 1 matchup for the Milwaukee Brewers, Vuckovich facing off against Dave Stewart here at the Oakland Coliseum. Let's go to the lineups. Remember, this is a one-and-done playoff tournament. You win, you advance. You lose, you go home. It's the second one we've done on this channel. The first one was with teams from the 70s. These teams are mostly from the 80s and a few from the 90s. The seeding is listed on the channel for both American League and National League. So let's go to the lineups here. Hope all is well on this Sunday evening. For the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers, leading off, playing second base, Jim Gantner. Batting second, playing third base, Paul Molitor. Batting third, playing first base, Cecil Cooper. Batting fourth, the shortstop, Robin Yount. Batting fifth and doing the catching, Ted Simmons. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Ben Oglivie. Batting seventh, playing center field, Norman Thomas. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Howell. Batting ninth, the right fielder, Charlie Moore. And if you're a Red Sox fan and watch NESN, not the Madfish. For the number 2 seed in 1988 Oakland Athletics, leading off, Carney Lansford playing third base. Batting second, doing the catching, Steinbach. Batting third, the right fielder, Jose Canseco, Bash brother number 1. Batting fourth, center fielder, Dave Henderson. Batting fifth, Bash brother number 2. Playing first base, Mark McGuire. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Dave Parker. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Stan Javier. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Blunt Weiss. And batting ninth, playing second base, Mike Gallego. So we will go to the first pitch in a moment. Jim Gantner's at the plate. He'll be facing Dave Stewart, who has a record of 21 wins, 12 losses in 1988. Earned run average 3.23. He struck out 192, walked 110, batting average against 234. His battery mate doing the catching, Terry Steinbach. Very good, solid defensive catcher with a very good arm. At third base, Carney Lansford, below average defensive range. He'll make all the plays he's supposed to. At shortstop, Walt Weiss, very good range, 8 out of 10. And Mike Gallego is at second. Again, very solid fielding percentage, 993, but his range is only 5 out of 10. At first base, Mark McGuire, very good defensive first baseman, 7 out of 10 range, 993 fielding percentage. In the outfield, Stan Javier is in left, average with a below average arm. In center field, Dave Henderson, 7 out of 10 range. And in right field, Jose Canseco, above average with range and a cannon for an arm, 9 out of 10. So Jim Gantner steps to the plate for the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. He batted .295, 4 home runs, and 43 RBIs. And off right-handed pitching, .298. Righty-lefty matchup for Dave Stewart. Gets the sign from Steinbach. He winds and delivers to Gantner, and we are on our way. And Gantner rips a shot to Weiss, who quickly throws to McGuire for out number 1. Gantner ripped that Stewart offering, and Weiss made an excellent play. 1 out. Paul Molitor steps to the plate, right-handed batter for the Brewers, third baseman in 1982. Molitor batted .302, 19 home runs, 71 runs batted in, and .299 off right-handed pitching. Stewart rocks and delivers to Molitor. And Molitor rips a shot to Cardinal Lansford, who makes a diving catch, robbing him of a double down the line. So 2 up, 2 down, and Cecil Cooper steps to the plate. In 1982, .313, 32 home runs, and 121 runs batted in for Harvey's Wallbangers. Righty-lefty matchup. Cooper batted .331 off right-handed pitching. Stewart toes the rubber, peers in at Steinbach, nods his head, he sets and delivers to Cooper. And Cooper sends that ball out to Javier, and lefty makes the catch out the warning track, inning over. We go to the bottom of the first. No score, Oakland coming up to bat. Lansford, Steinbach, and Canseco to face Pete Vuckovich. Vuckovich, 18 wins, 6 losses in 1982. 3.34 earned run average. Struck out 105, walked 102, so he does have control problems at times. Batting average against .275. Righty fifth. Righties batted .261, lefties .287. His battery mate, Ted Simmons. Average catcher with an above-average arm. Paul Molitor very good at third. Robin Yount outstanding at short. Gantner above average at second. Cecil Cooper another solid corner infielder. Ogilvy excellent in left. Norman Thomas very good in center. And Charlie Moore very good in right. Cardinal Lansford, 1988, batted .279 for the Oakland Athletics, 7 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Righty-righty matchup. Vuckovich gets the sign from Simmons. Here's the pitch to Lansford. And Lansford sends that ball out to Ogilvy. It's over his head, off the wall and left. And Lansford has a leadoff double. The Oakland A's are in business. Lansford, 8 out of 10 base running ability, 78% chance of stealing successfully, only 15% chance of stealing third, though. And that brings up the catcher, Terry Steinbach. In 1988, he batted .265, 9 home runs, 51 runs batted in. Against right-handed pitching, .228. 6 out of 10 for hit and run, 4 out of 10 for bunting. Vuckovich toes the rubber. Here's the pitch to Steinbach. And that ball's grounded to Yount. Quickly throws to Cooper. For out number 1, Lansford, a heady base running play, advances to third. As he timed his advance perfectly as Yount threw the ball. So, with 1 out, Lansford is 90 feet away from giving the hometown Oakland A's a lead, and Jose Canseco comes to the plate. Dash brother number 1, batted .307 in 1988, 42 round trippers and 124 runs batted in. He batted .296 off right-handed pitching. We're going to try a pitch around here with Vuckovich, as I am always playing as the higher seed, in this case the number 7 seed versus the 2 seed. So I am managing Milwaukee. Vuckovich sets and delivers to Canseco. And that ball is singled in the left center, 1-0 Oakland. So a 1-out single for Jose Canseco. He's at first base, 8 out of 10 base runner, 35% chance of stealing second base. Cooper to hold him on. Canseco, for a big man, has excellent speed. And that brings up Dave Henderson, the A's center fielder. .304 batting average, 24 home runs and 94 runs batted in. Righty-righty matchup. Vuckovich throws to first. Canseco is back. They had him leaning. So 1 out, 1 on. Henderson batted .303 off right-handed pitching. Vuckovich sets and delivers. Canseco is out, trying to steal second base. So a quick release by Simmons. They nail Canseco for out number 2. As Gantner applied the tag. 2 outs, no one on. The count's now 1 ball, no strikes. Simmons flashes the signs. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Henderson fouls that ball back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vuckovich is ready. He rocks and delivers. And that ball's popped up to Molitor at third. No, Ogilvy comes in and makes the catch. No, it is Molitor. Inning over. Oakland scores 1 in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Athletics. Due up for the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers, Yount, Simmons, and Ogilvy. Robin Yount batted .331, 29 home runs, and 114 runs batted in. .319 off right-handed pitching. The windup and the pitch by Dave Stewart. Yount strikes out. 1 out, and Ted Simmons, left-handed batting catcher, steps to the plate. He's a switch hitter, and he'll be batting lefty against the right-handed throwing Stewart. Simmons batted .269, 23 home runs, and 97 runs batted in. .268 off right-handed pitching. Steinbach goes through the signs. Stewart nods his head. He rocks and fires. Simmons lines out to Lansford as he tried to go the other way for the second out of the inning. Ben Ogilvy steps to the plate. Left-handed batting left fielder. .244, 34 home runs, and 102 ribbies. Ogilvy's looking for 1 swing of the bat to tie this ball game up here in the top of the second. Infield straightaway and normal for the Athletics. The windup and the pitch by Stewart. Ogilvy strikes out, inning over. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second. The 1988 Oakland Athletics won. The 1982 Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Dash brother number 2 steps to the plate, Mark McGuire. McGuire batted .260, 32 home runs, 99 runs batted in. Against right-handed pitching, .265. Vuckovich gets the sign. Here's the pitch to McGuire. And that ball's popped, foul, and out of play. Molitor gave chase, but ran out of room. The count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes. McGuire digs in. He's ready to grip and rip. Vuckovich rocks and fires. And McGuire works a walk. So he's at first base. 2 out of 10 base running ability. 11% chance of stealing second base. He'll be held on by Cooper. The Brewers looking to turn 2. Dave Parker comes to plate. He's the designated hitter for the A's. He batted .257 with 12 home runs and 55 runs batted in. .270 off right-handed pitching. Vuckovich toes the rubber, peers in at Simmons. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Parker. Parker sends that ball deep and high off the right field wall for a double. Charlie Moore retrieves it and fires it back in towards the infield. The A's are in business. Runners at second and third, no outs. Here in the bottom of the second as they try to add to their 1-run lead. And Stan Javier comes to the plate. Javier batted .257, 2 home runs, 35 runs batted in, and .258 off right-handed pitching. Vuckovich would love to get a strikeout here. He sets and delivers to Javier. And he does! He gets a very important strikeout, out number 1. Now Walt Weiss, the number 8 batter, steps to the plate. Shortstop batted .250. 3 home runs and 39 runs batted in. On deck, Mike Gallego. 2 on, 1 out. The windup and the pitch to Weiss. And that ball's popped up. Cooper calls for it. He makes the catch at first. Vuckovich and the Brewers are 1 out away from getting out of a horrendous jam. It was second and third, no outs. Vuckovich induced a strikeout and a pop-up and is 1 out away from the Athletics squandering a golden opportunity here. And it's up to Mike Gallego, the number 9 hitter, the second baseman. He batted .209 in 1988, 2 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Simmons flashes the signs. Vuckovich is ready. He sets and delivers to Gallego. And he strikes him out! Inning over! What a job by Pete Vuckovich after letting the first 2 runners on. Second and third, no outs. He gets strikeout, pop-out, and strikeout. We go to the top of the third. 1-0 Oakland. 2 up for the Brewers. Storm and Gorman Thomas. Then Howell and Moore. If anyone gets on, the top of the order, Gantner. Gorman Thomas in 1982, 245 batting average, 39 round trippers, and 112 runs batted in. He's looking for that one swing of the bat to tie this ball game up. Right-handed power hitter to face the right-handed power thrower, Dave Stewart. Power versus power. Who shall prevail? We shall see. Here's the pitch to Thomas. And Thomas sends that ball out to Dave Henderson in shallow right center. He makes the catch for out number 1. Roy Howell, steps to the plate. He is the Brewers' designated hitter. He batted .260 in 82, 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. .245 off right-handed pitching. Righty-lefty matchup. Stewart's ready. Here's the pitch to Howell. And he strikes him out. So it's 2 outs. The number 9 hitter, Charlie Moore, comes to the plate. Moore batted .254, 6 home runs, and 45 runs batted in. .247 off right-handed pitching. Stewart's looking for another 1-2-3 inning. Gets the sign from Steinbach. The windup and the pitch to Moore. And Moore grounds to Weiss, who throws to McGuire. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the third. The 1988 Oakland Athletics won. The 1982 Milwaukee Brewers nothing in this one-and-done playoff tournament. You win, you advance. You lose, you go home. Carney Lansford comes to the plate. Lansford's 1 for 1 today for the A's. He doubled in the first. Vuckovich toes the rubber, peers in at Simmons. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Lansford. Lansford grounds to Gantner, who throws to Cooper for out number 1. Gantner put a good charge on the ball from second base and quickly got the throw off to Cecil Cooper for the out. Jerry Steinbach steps to the plate. The A's catcher, he's 0 for 1. Vuckovich works quickly. Here's the pitch. That's a grounder to Gantner, and Vuckovich covers first base as Cooper strayed too far from the bag. But Gantner did an excellent job getting to it. And Vuckovich did another wonderful job covering the bag. 2 up, 2 down, and Bash brother number 1, Jose Canseco, steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1 today. He singled to center in the first. Again, Vuckovich will try a pitch around here to get Canseco to reach. He gets the sign. He sets and delivers. And he walks Canseco. Canseco showing an excellent eye there. 8 out of 10 base runner. 66% chance of stealing second. He was thrown out attempting to steal second. His prior time on first base by Ted Simmons. Dave Henderson 0 for 1 today. Vuckovich throws the first. Canseco gets back. That was a close call. He was leaning again. Vuckovich goes the first one more time. And again he gets back. This time with plenty of time. A's fans are none too happy with the back-to-back pickoff attempts. 2 outs, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Canseco goes, the throw down, and he is safe this time. So he steals second base. He's in scoring position with 2 outs. Counts now 1 ball, no strikes. On deck for Oakland, Bash brother number 2, Mark McGuire. So Vuckovich looks back at Canseco. Gantner bluffs to the bag. Now Vuckovich deals to Henderson. Henderson singles into left field. And another run scores. It's 2-0 Oakland. So a clutch 2-out single by Dave Henderson. That stolen base proves to be very huge for the A's by Canseco. He comes around to score. And now Bash brother number 2, Mark McGwire, comes to the plate. McGwire walked his first time up. Henderson being held on by Cooper. 4 out of 10 base running ability. Vuckovich toes the rubber, peers in at Simmons. Here's the pitch to McGwire. McGwire grounds a Molitor who goes to Gantner for the force out at second, inning over. But the A's score 1. We go to the top of the 4th. 2-0. 1988 Oakland Athletics. Due up for the 1982 Brewers, top of the order, Gantner, Molitor, and Cooper. Jim Gantner's 0 for 1 today. Righty-lefty matchup with Dave Stewart. Steinbach goes through the side. Stewart's ready. Here's the pitch to Gantner. Gantner sends that ball out to Canseco into shallow right. He makes the catch. Out number 1. Paul Molitor steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Stewart working quickly. Here's the pitch. Molitor grounds to Lansford over to McGwire. Out number 2. As they pulled the corners in on that one. So with 2 outs, it's up to Cecil Cooper to keep this inning alive. He's 0 for 1. Righty-lefty matchup. Cooper had 32 home runs in 1982. He'd love to go yard now. Stewart rocks and fires. Cooper swings, grounds to Weiss, who goes to McGwire. Inning over. Another 1-2-3 inning for Dave Stewart. Toward the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Oakland. Due up for the A's. Parker, Javier, and Weiss. Dave Parker's 1 for 1. He had a double in the second inning. This is a righty-lefty matchup for Vuckovich. The windup and the pitch to Parker. Parker grounds to Yount, who goes to Cecil Cooper. 1 up, 1 down. Stan Javier, the A's left fielder. Left-handed batter, 0 for 1 today. Vuckovich rocks and fires. Javier grounds to Molitor, who goes to Cooper. So the A's batters are playing a little pepper with Paul Molitor at third. 2 outs, no one on. Walt Weiss steps to the plate, another left-handed batter. A's shortstop. He's 0 for 1. Vuckovich looking to have a 1-2-3 inning here. Looks in at Simmons. Gets the sign, nods his head. The windup and the pitch by Pete Vuckovich. And that is a single into right center. So a 2-out single for Walt Weiss. He'll be held on at first base by Cecil Cooper. 6 out of 10 base running ability. 23% chance of stealing second base. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Mike Gallego. He's 0 for 1. Vuckovich looks over at first. Now he's ready. Here's the pitch to Gallego. And that's grounded to Molitor, who goes to Gantner for the force out. Inning over. We go to the top of the 5th. The 1988 Oakland Athletics 2. The 1982 Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Robin Yount steps to the plate. Cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 1 today. Yount had 29 homers in 82. Stewart's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Yount. Yount pops it up into foul territory, and Gallego makes the running catch near the line. Gallego showed a lot of range there. Out number 1, Ted Simmons steps to the plate. Brewers catcher, he's 0 for 1. Steinbach flashes the sign, puts the mid up. Stewart's ready. Here's the pitch to Simmons. Simmons pops it up. Steinbach goes running back, but it's out of play. The count's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one on, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Simmons. And Simmons works a walk. His patience proves fruitful. The tying run comes to the plate in Ben Ogilvie. Ogilvie had 34 home runs in 1982, 102 ribbies, One swing of the bat and this ball game can be tied up. He's going to be looking to grip and rip against Stewart. Simmons very slow at first, being held on by Mark McGuire. Stewart rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Ogilvie. Ogilvie singles as that line drive falls in front of Jose Canseco. So with one out, runners at first and second, storming. Gorman Thomas steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Thomas had 39 homers in 82. One swing of the bat here put the Brewers ahead. Can he do it for Harvey's Wallbangers? We shall see. Steinbach's ready. Stewart's ready. Thomas ready to grip and rip. Here's the pitch. And Thomas works a walk, so Stewart in a bit of a jam here. Bases loaded, one out. And the designated hitter for the Brewers, Roy Howell. He's 0 for 1 today. Righty-lefty matchup. No place to put Howell. Oakland looking to turn 2. A twin killing that would end the inning and the threat. The windup and the pitch to Howell. Howell grounds to Weiss, who dives. And they're only able to get the runner at second. 1 run scores. But Weiss, diving play flip to Gallego, saved the tying run from scoring at third in Ogilvie. So now there's 2 outs. Runners on the corners. And Charlie Moore comes to the plate with a chance to tie the ball game up. Ogilvie 90 feet away. What a play by Walt Weiss. He dove and quickly shuffled the ball to Gallego covering second. Gallego did not even attempt to throw to first. So 2 outs, 2 on. Moore at the plate, 0 for 1. Stewart gets a sign. He sets and delivers. Moore swings, the ball goes to Weiss, he boots it, and the tying run scores from third base. Ogilvie comes in to score on the Walt Weiss error. So Walt Weiss taketh away and now giveth back. So after a fantastic play, he boots the routine ball right back at him. We now have a new ball game, 2-2 here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs, 2 on, top of the order. Now Tim Gantner. Brewers second baseman, 0 for 2 today. Righty-lefty matchup. Gantner has grounded to short, fly to right center. Stewart sets and delivers. Here's a swing by Gantner down to McGuire, who takes it to the bag himself, inning over. But the Brewers score 2 thanks to an error by Walt Weiss. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 2. 2 up for the 1988 Oakland Athletics. Top of the order, Carney Lansford, Steinbach, and Jose Canseco. Lansford's 1 for 2 today. He has doubled and grounded out. Pete Vuckovich is up to 74 pitches. He's good for 135. The Vuk sets and delivers to Lansford. Lansford lines out to Cecil Cooper at first. So 1 out, Terry Steinbach comes to the plate. A's catcher, 0 for 2 today. Simmons goes through the signs. Now he sets the target. Here's the pitch by Vuckovich. That's a grounder to Gantner, who goes to Cooper. 2 up, 2 down. And that will bring Bash brother number 1, Jose Canseco. He's 1 for 1 today. He has singled, knocking in Lansford in the first and walked in the third. He represents the go-ahead run at the plate with 2 outs. Canseco had 42 round trippers in 1988. Vuckovich stares in at Simmons, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Jose. Jose singles in the left field, past Molitor. So a 2-out single by Jose Canseco. He's now 2 for 2. He's definitely a threat to steal. He has been caught once and successful the other time. Cecil Cooper to hold him on. That brings up Dave Henderson. He's 1 for 2. The center fielder. popped out in the first and singled in the third, knocking Canseco in. At that time, it made it a 2-0 game. Now 2-2. 2 outs. 1 on. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Henderson sends that ball deep and off the center field wall. We have no chance of getting Canseco. He's going to come around to score, so we shall hit the cutoff man. Canseco scores on the Henderson 2-out double all the way from first. The A's have retaken the lead 3-2. And that brings up Bash brother number 2. Mark McGwire, he's 0 for 1 today. Henderson's in scoring position at second. Vuckovich rocks and fires. And that's a single to left field, and Henderson comes around to score. It's now 4-2 Oakland. So a 2-out single by McGwire. He's going to be held on by Cooper. Vuckovich could be coming to an end here, as once again, this is a one-and-done playoff tournament. You lose, you go home. I guess we'll give Vuckovich one more batter. Dave Parker's 1 for 2 today. Doubled and grounded out. Righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch to Parker. 2 outs, 1 on. Parker grounds that ball up the middle. Thomas bobbles it. And that's going to be an error on Gorman Thomas. Advancing to third on the miscue is McGwire. And advancing to second is Dave Parker. Stan Javier comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, and I think that could be it for Pete Vuckovich. I think we're going to bring in a lefty. Display all pitchers. There's no tomorrow. Jamie Easterly. Oh, lefties hit 325 off him. We're not bringing him in. Jerry Augustine. Lefties hit 300 off him. Raleigh fingers too soon. If it was an inning later, we would bring in Raleigh. Wow. Their bullpen's really not that good. Jim Slayton, 259. Pete Ladd, 259. Slayton had 6 saves. So Vuckovich gives up a 287 batting average against lefties. So we're going to go with Jim Slayton. Jim Slayton's coming in. There he is. Jim Slayton in 1982, 3.29 earned run average. 10 wins, 6 losses, 6 saves. Struck out 59, walked 41, batting average against 264. Left-handed batters only batted 259 off of him. Stan Javier hits 258 off right-handed pitchers. Big moment here. Slayton trying to keep it a 2-run deficit for the Brewers. 2 outs, 2 on. Javier 0 for 2, righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Slayton. That's a grounder, and Molitor boots the ball. McGwire scores on the error. It's now 5-2. Parker advances to third. The runners on the corners for the A's, as Slayton should have been out of the inning, but the error by Paul Molitor extends it and gives the Oakland Athletics a run. So Walt Weiss comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2, and he wants to make amends for his error in the top of the 5th. Weiss popped to first and singled in the 4th. Weiss batted 262 off right-handed pitching. Slayton nods his head, the windup and the pitch. Walt Weiss strikes out, inning over, We go to the top of the 6th. Oakland scored 3 runs at the bottom of the 5th and now have taken a 3-run lead, 5-2. Due up for the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. Molitor, Cooper, and Yount. If anyone gets on, Ted Simmons. Dave Stewart still out on the mound, 79 pitches. He's good for 135. Paul Molitor, the man who made that crucial error, is 0 for 2 and at the plate. righty-righty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Stewart. Molitor sends that ball out to left center field. Henderson makes the running catch. Out number 1. Cecil Cooper comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Righty-lefty matchup. Stewart works quickly. Here's the pitch to Cooper. Coop grounds to Weiss, who throws to McGuire. 2 up, 2 down. Robin Yount, Brewers shortstop, 0 for 2. Looking to extend this inning. Keep the line moving. Hasn't moved much for the Brewers, except for in the top of the 5th, when they tied the game up at 2. That was short-lived, as the A's scored 3 in the bottom of the inning, thus the 5-2 lead here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, no one on. The windup and the pitch to Robin Yount. Yount grounds to Lansford, who throws to McGuire. Inning over. Over the bottom of the 6th, 5-2 Oakland. Due up for the A's, Gallego, Lansford, and Steinbach. Slayton on the mound. Took over for Pete Vuckovich, 7 pitches. He's good for 75. Gallego's 0 for 2 today. The windup and the pitch by Slayton. And he strikes out Gallego. Goes 0 for 3. 1 out. Carney Lansford comes to play top of the order, 1 for 3. Lansford doubled in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, and lined the 1st and the 5th. Slayton gets the sign from Simmons. Here's the pitch to Lansford. Lansford grounds to Molitor, who makes his 2nd error of the game. Ouch. So Lansford reaches on the 2nd Paul Molitor error. Cooper will hold him on. Lansford 8 out of 10. Base running, 72% chance to steal 2nd. Steinbach's at the plate. He's 0 for 3. We're going to go pitch out. There goes Lansford, the throw down, and he's safe. So even with the pitch out, Carney Lansford's able to steal 2nd base. He's in scoring position now, with 1 out, as Simmons' throw was a bit to the shortstop side of the bag. Once again, Steinbach 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch. Steinbach swings, grounds to Cooper, who flips to Slayton. 2 outs, but advancing the 3rd is Carney Lansford, and Bash brother number 1, Jose Canseco, comes to plate. He's 2 for 2. He has singled, walked, and singled. He has an RBI. Slayton looking to get the 3rd out of this inning. The windup and the pitch to Canseco. That ball's popped up, and Molitor makes the catch. Inning over. We go to the top of the 7th, 5-2 Oakland. Due up for the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers, Ted Simmons, Ben Oglivie, and Gorman Thomas. Simmons is 0 for 1. Left-handed batting catcher. Bears down in the batter's box. Stewart's ready. Here's the pitch. Simmons singles between 3rd and short. He's on base. Very slow runner. He's going nowhere. McGuire is holding him on. Ben Oglivie comes to the plate. Oglivie's 1 for 2. He has struck out and singled in the 5th. Oglivie had 34 home runs. If he can go yard on Stewart, he would pull the Brewers to within 1. The windup and the pitch to Oglivie. And that is a balk on Stewart, so Simmons advances to 2nd. It's now no balls, 2 strikes. Oglivie's ready. Stewart rocks and fires. Oglivie's that he misses. Goes down. Strike number 3. 1 out. 1 on. Gorman Thomas comes to play. Power hitting center fielder for the Brewers. He awaits the Stewart offering. Here it is. And he strikes out. So after the single and balk, Stewart has struck out the next 2 Brewers. It'll be up to Roy Howell to knock Simmons in from 2nd and extend this inning. Howell's 0 for 2. Steinbach flashes a sign. Stewart. Sets and delivers. Here's the pitch to Howell. Howell swings, and that ball goes right back up the middle. We have a 70% chance of scoring Ted Simmons. He is very slow. We're going to say no. So runners on the corners. 2 outs. 5-2 lead for Oakland here in the top of the 7th. And that brings up Charlie Moore. Charlie Moore is 0 for 2 today. And let's go to the bench here. Let's see who hits right-handed pitching a little better than Charlie Moore. Don Money batted .321 off right-handed pitching. Larry Heisel. Wow, he had no average against right-handed pitching, so he only batted. That's shocking. Oh, he only had 31 at-bats. He was good. Then we have Ned Yost. 340. What's his slugging percentage? 500. What's Don Money's slugging percentage? 585. So Don Money. Don Money will come in to pinch hit with runners on the corner. Don Money represents a tying run at the plate. Money batted .284, 16 home runs, and 55 runs batted in. Why the computer chose Howell as the DH, I don't know. Big opportunity here for the Brewers to get back in this ball game. Stewart toes the rubber. Peers in at Steinbach. He gets this sign. Here's the pitch to Money. Money singles. No! Stewart robs him on that shot up the middle and quickly throws the first inning over. So Stewart, the hard-won hopper, I thought that was going to go through, but Stewart's cat-like reflexes snares it, and then he throws the McGuire inning over. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The A's lead by 3, 5-2. Due up for Oakland, Henderson, McGuire, and Parker. Dave Henderson's 2 for 3 today, having a fine game. He popped out in the first, but since then, he singled in the 3rd, which knocked in Canseco. And then he doubled in the 5th, which again knocked in Canseco. So he's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. The windup and the pitch by Slayton. We're missing a fielder. Oh, a right fielder. So Mark Brohard will come in to play right field. Slayton's ready. Here's the pitch to Henderson. And he strikes him out. First out, bottom of the 7th. Dash brother number 2, Mark McGuire, 1 for 2 today. Walked, ground out, and singled, knocking in Henderson. So he has an RBI. Simmons goes through the side. Slayton nods his head. Here's the pitch to McGuire. McGuire swings and singles to left. So a 1-out single. Cooper holding McGuire on. Dave Parker 2 for 3. Doubled, grounded out, and singled. I'd like to add to that total. Brewers looking to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Slayton rocks and fires. And Parker works a walk. So runners at first and second. 1 out. Stan Javier comes to the plate. And that might be it for Slayton. We can't give up any more runs here. Lefty. And the switch hitter than the righty. So Raleigh Fingers is going to come out of the pen. There's no tomorrow. Raleigh Fingers has come in. 1 out, 2 on. Bottom of the 7th. Fingers trying to maintain a 3-run deficit. Javier is 0 for 3. Fingers sets and delivers. Javier grounds the out, flips the Gantner, and on to Cooper. Double play, inning over. So, Raleigh Fingers, he of the fancy schmancy mustache, does his job. Top of the 8th, 5-3 Oakland. 2 up for the 1982 Brewers, top of the order. Gantner, Molitor, and Cooper. If anyone gets on, Yount. Gantner's 0 for 3. Stewart's up to 114 pitches. He's given up 2 runs on 3 hits. Stewart's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Gantner. Gantner swings, grounds to McGuire, who takes it to the bag himself. 1 out, Paul Molitor, who's 0 for 3 and has made 2 errors at third base. Stewart looks in at Steinbach, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Molitor. Molitor strikes out. A big swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down, and it's up to Cecil Cooper, who's 0 for 3. Cooper wants to get this line moving and extend this inning. Stewart's on the mound. He sets and delivers. Here's the pitch to Cooper. Cooper swings. He pops it up to Gallego at second. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-3 Oakland. Raleigh Fingers still on the mound. 6 pitches thrown. He's good for 50. Walt Weiss at the plate, 1 for 3. The windup and the pitch by Fingers. Weiss singles to right. 6 out of 10 base runner. 23% chance of stealing second base. Cooper holding him on. Mike Gallego comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. And we're going to move our corners in, as he's a 10 out of 10 bunter. Corners are in. Here's a pitch by Fingers. But before that, they go to a pinch hitter, Doug Jennings. Jennings batted .210 against right-handers. That's a strange call there. I would have stuck with Gallego and have him bunt, but they go to Doug Jennings for the righty-lefty matchup. 208 in 1988. 1 home run, 15 RBIs. Left-handers only batted .181 off Raleigh Fingers. That's the other curiosity there by the computer. No outs. Weiss at first. Here's the pitch by Fingers. And that ball is ripped to Gantner. That's a double play. He catches the line drive, quickly throws to Cooper for the second out. 2 outs, no one on now. And Carney Lansford at the top of the order comes to the plate. Weiss did not get back in time. Lansford's 1 for 4. Fingers gets the sign, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Lansford. Lansford swings, grounds to Molitor, who throws to Cooper. Inning over. We go to the top of the 9th. The last chance for the 1982 Brewers, who trail by 3. Dave Stewart looking for the complete game win here. If he gets that, the 1988 Oakland Athletics will advance. Kent Castro's in the chat. He says, "Hey Al, let's go A's. Your A's are doing quite well." The 1988 Oakland Athletics are up 5-2 over the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers, who I am managing. And there's been a change at second base. Glenn Hubbard comes in. He's a better defender than Mike Gallego. Other than that, everything stays the same. Robin Yount steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch by Stewart. Yount singles to right. So Yount finally breaks through, and that's it. Stewart is out of the game. Dennis Eckersley comes in to try to close it out here, folks. The Eck in 1988. 4 wins, 2 losses, 45 saves, 2.35 earned run average, struck out 70, only walked 11, batting average against Eckersley 198. Left-handers batted 198 off of him, and right-handers batted 197. You know who hit pretty good off Eckersley in 88? Kirk Gibson in Game 1 of the World Series. Pinch hit, walk-off home run. The Eck would love to forget that. Let's give you Stewart's final numbers here. He is responsible for the runner at first, Robin Yount. Stewart went 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, walked 2, struck out 6. Ted Simmons, 1 for 2 today. Yount being held on by McGuire. Eckersley, the high leg kick. Here's the pitch to Simmons. And that ball is sent out to Henderson, but he makes the catch in right center. So Simmons gave it a ride, but it was tracked down by Dave Henderson. Retreating back to first is Robin Yount. The A's are 2 outs away from advancing to round 2 of the tournament. Ben Ogilvie steps to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. Ogilvie 1 for 3. One swing in the bat would bring the Brewers to within 1. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Ogilvie. And he singles to right. Yount goes first to third. Runners on the corners. And now the tying run comes to the plate in Gorman Thomas. Thomas had 39 round trippers in 1982. And he batted .238 off right-handed pitching. So Eckersley, shades of the World Series, is in a jam here. Let's go to Ken Castro in the chat. Thank you for joining me, Ken. He says, Eck to close it out. Ken says, Al, I missed it. Was Smoke Stewart past his pitch count? He was close. I can tell you, I'll tell you right now, his pitch count was 135. I can give you the pitches. He was at 126, Ken. So he was close, and he gave up the leadoff single. So they went to the, I mean, they had the best closer in the game. So they went to Eckersley. So 1 out, runners at the corner. As I state, Gorman Thomas tying run at the plate. He's ready to grip and rip. He'd love to launch one. High leg kick by Eckersley. Here's the pitch to Thomas. And that ball is high off the left center field wall. One run score. Here comes Ogilvie. We have a 92% chance of scoring him. We're going to send him. And he scores. So a 1 out double by Gorman Thomas has pulled the 82 Brewers to within 1 run. It's now 5-4. He just missed by a foot of tying this game up. Unbelievable. You're welcome, Ken. Jay Howell comes to the plate. Howell's 1 for 3. Roy Howell. I keep calling Jay Howell. Roy Howell's 1 for 3. Thomas represents the tying run at second. I should pitch run for him, because you got to tie the game before you can win it. But then I have to put a very weak-hitting Bob, I think his name's Scooby, in the center field. Or I could put Yount and then move Piccolo to Eddie Romero to short. 1 out, Thomas. Let's cancel that. Thomas, 5 out of 10 base running ability. He represents a time. We got to tie the game up, though. Got to tie the game up. I'm gonna go with Marshall Edwards. 9 out of 10 base running ability, 10 out of 10 stealing ability. So Marshall Edwards will come in to pinch run. Thomas's day is over. That was a tough decision for us to make, but we need to tie the game up. Howell is 1 for 3. 245 off right-handed pitching. Let's see who else we have here. Well, we got to bring in Bob Scooby anyway. He batted .667, but only 3 at-bats. Oh, boy. Ned Yost, 340 off right-handed pitching. He had 98 at-bats. That's up. He batted .276 for the season. That's our backup catcher, but there's no tomorrow, Ken. There's no tomorrow. Ned Yost will come in to pinch hit. I wonder if they're gonna walk him though, because Bruhard is on deck. Would Eckersley intentionally walk someone? We could save Ned Yost in case. No, we're going to reuse Yost now. So Ned Yost comes in to pinch hit. No tomorrow. Tying run at second. And Marshall Edwards, excellent speed. Base hit will definitely score him. Unless it's hit extremely hard right at an outfielder. Yost in 82, 276 batting average, 1 home run, 8 RBIs. He batted .340 off right-handed pitching. Eckersley gets the sign from Steinbach. Here's the pitch to Yost. And that is a... McGuire fields it, takes it to the bag himself. Advancing to third is Edwards with 2 outs. Now he represents the tying run. And Mark Brohard comes to the plate. He batted .269 and 108 at-bats. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Only 174 off right-handed pitching. Oh, God. Gonna pinch hit for him. Not many choices left on the Brewers bench here. 5-4 game. This one has been a doozy. We got Bob Scooby and his 3 at-bats at .667 batting average. Or Ed Romero, 240 with his 144 at-bats. Well, we're going to roll the dice with the guy with 3 at-bats and a .667 batting average. So I don't like, this has never worked when I've done it. Ed Romero, 240. Now, Bob Scooby coming in. This is it. Tying run at third. Eckersley looking for the 3rd out of this inning. He's given up 2 runs, so, well, one of them was charged to Stewart, and the other one charged to Eckersley. 5-4 game. Oakland looking for that last out to advance to the 2nd round. Bob Scooby, I believe you pronounce his name, left-handed batter. He's coming to pinch hit. He batted .666, only had 3 at-bats. He had 2 hits in 1982. All of his hits came off right-handed pitching. Moment of truth here. Big moment for Scooby. Eckersley with the high leg kick. Here's the pitch. Scooby dribbles it to Hubbard, who throws to McGuire. They just get Scooby. Game over. The 1988 Oakland Athletics hold on for the win to the cheers of the fans here at the Coliseum. 5-4 over the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. What a game. I thought for a moment we were going to get an infield hit and tie it up, but it was not meant to be. So far, this has been the best game of the tournament. And before we go any farther, let me say thank you to Ken Castro in the chat. Greatly appreciate you taking time out from your day to spend it with me on my channel. And how goes your projects, Ken? Let me bring up the box score and you can tell me about your projects. So let me hit OK. Ball game over. Dave Stewart gets the win. Pete Vuckovich the loss. Stewart, player of the game. Bring up the box score. As the mouse starts to freak out, there's the box score. Think of it as fireworks. There we go. Let's go to pitching. Ken Castro says, exciting last inning. Yes, it was. Turned out to be a really good game. That was fun. That's my first loss in the tournament. As you know, I coached the higher seeds. That was a fun game, 5-4. All right, so let's go to the pitching. And Ken, feel free to share your retro replays and how's everything going with what you're doing. For Milwaukee, Pete Vuckovich took the loss, 4 2/3 innings. We yanked him. He gave up 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, no homers, walked 2, struck out 2. Slayton came in an inning and a third. An inning and 2/3, excuse me. 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Fingers came in for the final inning and 2/3. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Paul Molitor made 2 errors. And that second error proved extremely costly because it gave another run to the A's. And that's the 1 run there. They lost 5-4. So, 1988 Athletics, Stewart went 8 innings. He got the win, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, walked 2, struck out 6. Eckersley got the save. He struggled in the 9th. 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. No walks, no strikeouts. Let's go to the batting. Milwaukee only had 6 hits. Gantner 0 for 4, Molitor 0 for 4, Cooper 0 for 4. The top 3 batters were 0 for 12. Robin Yount 1 for 4 with a run score. So their top 4 batters were 1 for 16. Not going to win the game. Molitor struck out once, Yount struck out once. Ted Simmons 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Ben Ogilvy 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, struck out twice. Gorman Thomas 1 for 3, knocked in 2 runs, walked, struck out, and doubled. Edwards came in to pinch run. He did not get an at-bat. Howell 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. Ned Yost came in to pinch hit, 0 for 1. Moore 0 for 2. Money, pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Brewhard came in defensively, did not get an at-bat because he was pinch hit for by Bob Scooby, who grounded meekly to Hubbard at second, almost beat it out for an infield hit, but didn't. Hubbard made a fine play. Get ball game over. Brewers 34 at-bats, 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 double. They batted .176 as a team in this game. For the 1988 Oakland Athletics, who were victorious and will advance to round 2 of the tournament, Carney Lansford 1 for 5, a run scored. He had a double. Terry Steinbach 0 for 4. Canseco 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI, 1 walk. He stole a base and got caught stealing. Dave Henderson 2 for 4, 1 run scored, 2 RBIs, a strikeout and a double. Mark McGuire 2 for 3, a run scored, an RBI, a walk. Dave Parker 2 for 3, a walk and a double. Stan Javier 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Walt Weiss 2 for 4 with a strikeout. Gallego 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Jennings, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Hubbard came in the 9th, made a really nice play to end the game. Didn't get an at-bat. The A's 34 at-bats, 5 runs, 11 hits, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, 5 Ks, 3 doubles. They batted .324 as a team. Let's go to the recap, but before that, let me jump to the chat real quick. Ken Castro says, getting ready to roll a PVD gray game soon. Honestly looking for new project, Al. Maybe soccer, not sure. Oh, very cool. Ken Castro then says 44 and 17 in my replay, 43 and 18 real. Pretty accurate. Ken then says, all that power and no home runs in your game. I know, it's funny. Now, Ken looked up, and he says, between both teams, 372 home runs. And no home runs. Excellent point, Ken. So let's go to the recap here. We have Ken Castro in the chat, and we're going to be calling it a stream soon. But if you're out here, we'll stay for a little while longer. Jump in the chat. Feel free to talk to Ken and myself. We always look forward to that. In the first, Oakland scored 1 run on 2 hits. Canseco singled, scoring Lansford. The A's took a 1-0 lead. In the third, Oakland was at it again. 1 run on a hit and a walk. Henderson singled, scoring Canseco, made it 2-0 A's. In the fifth, Milwaukee came back to tie the ball game up. They sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring 2 runs on a hit, 2 walks, and an error. Roy Howell hit a grounder and scoring a run, made it 2-1. Then Charlie Moore grounded to short Walt Weiss's error, and that tied the game up at 2-2. But they should have got more. They didn't, and that was costly. Come back to haunt the 82 Brewers. In the bottom of the fifth, Oakland quickly took the lead back. They sent 8 runners to plate. They scored 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. Those errors, again, proved costly for the Brewers. Henderson doubled, scoring Canseco, 3-2 lead. McGuire singled, made it a 4-2 lead. Stan Javier hit a grounder to Molitor. He booted it, and that made it 5-2. In the ninth, the Brewers rallied. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits. The rally, unfortunately, came up short. Gorman Thomas doubled, knocking in 2. Made it 5-4, but that's how the ball game would end, folks. Paul Molitor's 2 errors were very costly for the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. Dave Stewart got the win. Dennis Eckersley struggled and got the save. Pete Vuckovich got the loss. So the number 2 seeded 1988 Oakland A's defeat the number 7 seed 1982 Milwaukee Brewers 5-4 and advance to the second round. Let me go to the chat here, see if there's anything else going on. Nope. So I shall call it a stream. Thank you very much to Ken Castro who joined me. Greatly appreciate that. Hope if anyone watched, they enjoyed this. And if you're watching later, feel free to share your comments on this tournament and what you would like to see coming up on the station. Or just baseball chat. Or whatever chat you would like. Much health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. And God bless.